Okay, the exciting part. We got to cut this joinery here. This is called a half lap, and it's really easy. We've set it up on the saw, on the dado saw with a sled, and you can't go wrong, basically. However, I just want to go talk a little bit about it. This is what the joint looks like. This piece has to come and meet down here. And you can see these two pieces are now together. The stretcher coming together with the leg. It's important to note here that this stretcher has one mitered end, as we cut earlier, and one end that was left at 90 degrees. So we have to make sure when we cut it, we don't cut the wrong end. Again, the saw is set up so beautifully, it's really hard to screw up. Not that it can't be done, you just gotta be trying hard. When you cut this joinery, what's going to happen is it's going to remove half of this board and half of this board so that they come together. What's important is that the length of this joint, if you like, is correct. In other words, if I lay this piece on top of here and I draw that line is the exact width of this piece, and we have to make sure this joint adheres to that. If we cut this joint, and it's going to end up looking like this, we cut that joint and we have this piece way too far down here, then it's going to look bad. Then this piece comes over here and meets up. You can see it's sitting way too much that way. And the same goes if we cut it too far the other way. So let's go over to the table saw and see what we got cooking over there. When you go over the dado saw, you will see a sled that looks something like this. It has a block against the fence here to make that angle. It's got another block here which stops it, and this one's all marked out, just like yours is going to be all beautifully. That's exactly where we want to cut it, and there's a block that's going to stop it there, so you can't mess it up. What you're going to do is you're going to set it in there, you're going to fire this thing up, you're going to not cut your hands off, which will be great, and you're going to take this guy, and it's going to move in there. Oops. Like this. This is a blade. I have to do this for my drawing program. The blade's going to come through there, and we're going to subtract that from that, and then that's the start of your joint. Okay, and it's going to look like that. I'm going to jump back over. You're going to slide this down here, and just so you're cutting it all off like that, you're going to cut it again, and then you move it down. You're going to cut it again and again and again until it's all gone. At the end of the day, your joint is going to look like that. There is my leg. At the top, you can see it's got a half lap in it. If I take this guy, you're going to do the exact same procedure with your stretcher, except it's going to be on the other side. So I'm going to take this, and I'm going to, just for the drawing's sake, I'm going to do that. You don't have to pay attention to this. However, just know that in the end, it's going to come together in a half lap, okay? And then you're going to have a half lap that looks like that, and you'll have cut both of those joints on the dado saw. It is worth noting you should have both of these pieces with you when you go to this saw, because you're going to have to set the depth of cut. When you put the two pieces together after you've cut them, you want to make sure that the joint is flush. If not, you got problems. So take your time, make that joint really well here, and it'll save you a lot of time in the future.